Good morning. I'm Devin Stone, owner and partner at markupandprofit.com, Construction Programs and Results with Michael Stone. Today's 20-minute webinar is presented by Brian Javelin of My Online Toolbox. And with that, Brian, I'm going to let you get started.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today's focus is social marketing beginning with Facebook. The purpose of the webinar in general is for everyone to understand that they could easily master online website marketing tactics. And you have to remember, it is a contractor's only, and I repeat, only 24/7 by 365-day marketing opportunity. But the problem is, too many people are selling leads to contractors, laughing their way to the bank. And the biggest opportunity that a contractor has, especially with Google's new algorithms for search, is that it easily gives contractors a fighting chance without much effort to generate leads online to come directly to their own business. So for today, the focus is Facebook, but more importantly, it's really social engagement, different ways online for you to connect with your customers. So the first point is here with Facebook. You need to connect with your customers, but you have to create a Facebook company profile and specifically separate your personal life from your business life. I do have a Facebook page, and I had it long before I had my business page. And when you go to Facebook and log on, you will see on the top right-hand corner, there's these little markings, and one of them, when you click on it, you'll see that there is a method to be able to create a secondary page that's separate from your business life. And it's very important because what will happen is you separate your identities. Your personal identity gets connected with your business identity. Your business identity gets connected with your personal identity. But for me, as much as I enjoy showing people pictures of my family and my soccer teams and all the things that I'm involved with socially, I don't want to mix that with my business life, which is where I'm trying to promote what I do for a living. And one of the biggest things, and I have to start this way because it's repetitive over and over again, is way too many contractors mix their personal life and their business life, and there is, which you'll see in a few minutes, a massive impact towards how people will engage you online and share your information. So if you're going to use any social media, keep in mind to have a separate page that's 100% dedicated to your business and independent of your personal life. Second, when you're going to post pictures, the most popular laziness, unfortunately I can't use other words, but laziness is how fast somebody can get something onto the internet. The lead generation companies know that, and they make so many tools to make it easier for a contractor to quickly take their hard-earned effort, take their hard-earned pictures, and send it to another site. And usually what will happen is the lead generation companies will quickly begin to optimize that information, and they also know more than likely, based on just real-life issues, you're not going to come and follow up with your own marketing so that you don't give them an advantage. So the first thing you do, if you're going to load any pictures anywhere, start first with your own Facebook page as your starting point. And this happens to be one of our clients that I went to his site for a reason and just noticed that he just did this from a couple of days ago. And then separate. If you plan on loading pictures and testimonials on another site, please take a moment and go read the terms and conditions about how your information is going to be used. You will find things such as this particular one that I just happened to see blatant on the top of the terms and conditions is that you're agreeing that they could use your submissions in any manner they deem appropriate or necessary without compensation to you. It's a very dangerous thing when you give away your hard-earned work without necessarily understanding how the leads may or may not, more than likely may not if you don't keep the appropriate spending limit on somebody else's site. Next, post news updates too on your website. In this particular case, I just randomly went to another couple of clients, and one just happened to get some award somewhere that he posted on his site, and another one did some volunteer work. Take anything you have that's exciting to you and post it as social engagement on your site. And we're going to come to, when you look at this quickly, I'm going to pass it because most of the time people quickly gauge what's written in the text or look at the pictures, but they're not focusing in on the more important aspect of how it benefits you for your clients to come back for repeat business or passing your information to some of the people they know who may want your services. So post all updates also onto your Facebook account. But keep in mind, inbound links offer a very credible way for you to enhance the reputation of your website, the www version of your business, not the Facebook page. And what will happen is that when you create web pages on your website first, you could then, when you go to Facebook, write stories and then link them to your actual website. So if you see here, I'm taking one from my most recent webinar, and I'm taking one from a customer who posted something about him being featured in an October issue of the Remodeling magazine. What happens is Facebook sees that you wrote a little text, and instead of continuing to write the entire story, all you did was put in the URL of your own website to go from Facebook to jump to your website. This is one of the most important aspects of allowing someone to find you on Facebook from a social sharing perspective, and then making it easy for them to click and quickly continue with that story to find more information directly on your website. And then, of course, keep it easy for them to be able to contact you, for them to hire you for whatever type of contracting services you provide. And here's the thing. This is one of the hardest things to do. And most times people will say, sorry, I simply can't do this. However, it's important for you to remember that the rewards are massive and lifelong. So when you go to say it is very hard or sorry, I don't have the time, you actually, the gain is so massive that I'd like you to take a step back and consider this. Here's the case in point. In this particular case, for this webinar, many of you came to my website to get to the link through Markup and Profit, the sponsors of this, Construction Programs and Results, to present this. I have already created a page that will then eventually have the details of the webinar and some other things that I'll add after the fact. So what you need to do, when you have a great job you're working on, kitchen remodeling job, bathroom remodeling, you're doing a new roof, a new deck, whatever you're doing, create a page in advance on your website that's partially complete. Talk a little bit about the planned job. Take a picture of a before showing this is what my client's environment looks like today, and we'll come back later and fix it. It takes Google months to be able to index your pages, so don't worry about having an incomplete page. We will fix it over a short period of time. You will finish the job, you'll have a great completed page, and then you'll easily be able to link to it. Here's a great example. Particular remodeler called Home Base Repairs. If you look on the right-hand side where it says recent jobs, they have multiple ways on their home page of talking about jobs in progress, and then when the job is done, the page has already been partially completed. They then update the page after the fact. They move the link from their home page from jobs in progress to recent jobs, and then they quickly do a little story on Facebook and quickly link to this page, and it helps with all of their what's called SEO, search engine optimization, ranking opportunities. So remember to position in advance of the actual job and constantly come to your website first to update the page with pictures and your story, and preferably if you went to this particular client's page and scroll down, you would see the actual customer testimonial too, supporting all of the physical evidence that you could visually see. It's a wonderful thing that Google loves to be able to index to and point to when people type in whatever the keywords are that this person's targeting on their title tags. Be careful. Number 5, be careful with non-business oriented content. Remember, this is where you're engaging people for business. Don't put jokes there. You don't need to talk about birthday announcements and so many other non-business related things. But one of the more important things is be super careful when you're linking to other sites, especially the lead generation sites. I did a review this morning before this webinar, and I could not believe how many people post their pictures on a lead generation site. I'm not going to say their names to give them the benefit of the doubt. And the links from their Facebook page are not going to their own contractor website. They're going to a lead generation site who now you're inadvertently help them become a better marketing firm while you're actually being a detriment to your own inbound opportunities. So keep that in mind. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt to make their business better. update your website and then link to it. And this is a very surprising thing that I see way too many times, and so it just don't be repetitive, but at the same time, not on the mistake, but also just be careful what you post. It's permanent, and you want to make sure that everything is as a high-quality nature, representing you to the best you are, and not in a way that somebody may not necessarily understand your jokes or things that just don't matter into a client's day when they're looking at your website information. What is the like? A lot of people really don't know. And what happens is that like, I'm keeping it up there for a moment, but that like, when somebody clicks on it, is a way for you to be able to not just have somebody like something that they're seeing now, but it's a way for them to be automatically engaged when you post more content in the future. So let's looking at that like, which we're going to do in a moment, with the mindset of when you post something, is it entertaining enough that somebody will like it, that when they click on it, they're also inadvertently being connected to you for more information in the future. Repeat business, asking for solicitations to be able to find other people in the community who could use your services and stuff like that. Really look to say, is this post that I'm doing likable? Is there a reason that somebody would enjoy reading and learning about whatever it is I'm talking about or showing pictures of? So in this particular example, to these two clients, featured in a magazine, and then here comes another one where they were in some, if you look at the difference, they were also in this particular volunteer effort. And let's look at the bottom. One where they're talking about themselves, where they were featured in a magazine. They only had 3 people say, yeah, that's cool to know. But look at how many people are now engaged with them simply by having pictures of a volunteer effort. But now, those 26 people, the next time a real business issue is being talked about, they're going to be able to connect to 26 people as opposed to the other story, which was them talking about themselves, only had 3 people say, yeah, good news, we're happy for you. Keep that in mind. A lot of what will make someone like something that you post online. And that also goes for the sharing. There is a difference. I don't want to deviate because it will take up too much time. But what the most important thing is that when you create certain posts, whether it's an information update or whether it's pictures of a job that you've done, ask people to like it. Ask them to share. If you're unsure of the best ways to ask somebody how to do something for you, feel free to reach out to me offline, and I'll be more than happy to help teach you how to ask people to basically like what you've said or share what you've said. It's extremely important because it's reputation building, and most contractors will just assume people are going to do something because you posted it, but the reality is many people will do something because you asked them to do it, especially if they're a good customer who's happy with you or a good partner who's happy with the relationship. Here's another trick. Use Facebook as a method to be able to learn about your competition. You would not believe how many people are having a spouse or a girlfriend or someone else other than themselves update their Facebook pages, and they're treating it like the wild, wild west of information, and it's very surprising how many things you could learn. I have a customer who literally was able to learn how successful and how bad they were doing at various different trade shows that were locally, and they posted the details onto their Facebook page to a point that when I looked at it, I said, why would anybody do that? Why would I teach my competitors where not to go and tell them where to go? Sure enough, this contractor starts going to some of the local trade shows that were successful, and now his business was able to grow easily based on the coattails of somebody else's success and failures. Different ways to find a website of your competitor is to just go to their website, and many times they have a link to it, but many times they don't. So what you could do is just Google Facebook, the name of the competitor, or Google Facebook, the name of the competitor's website, or Facebook, the competitor's personal name. Keep in mind, many of them don't strategically create a Facebook page, so they intermix their business issues with their personal issues, and this is a methodology for you to be able to see what others are doing and benefit from the pros and cons of what they've learned. Keep in mind, again, to recognize the difference of your sales efforts and your marketing efforts. The majority of contractors are focused on making a sale in the immediate future. The lead generation companies benefit when contractors en masse don't position yourself for future opportunities, which really come in no time, 3 to 6 months out. Making the change in your thinking pattern on how you take everything you do today and then somehow package it to promote yourself in the future is what is going to make a big difference with your content and allowing you to generate a road to riches of lead opportunities, but 3 to 6 months to a year down the road. So please keep this all in mind. So in summary, create a Facebook page, but remember to separate your business life from your personal life. First, post pictures. Number 2, first post pictures on your Facebook page, and if you're going to put them elsewhere and not on your own website, please read the terms and conditions of all the lead generation companies to see whether you feel it's the right thing to do. When you're on your website, your Facebook page, I apologize, post exciting updates and be aware of the differences of awards, trade shows, who may be looking at that information. That if you don't have the best of trade shows, you don't have to post the details of whether you were successful or not. Just show the appropriate pictures and be sensitive to who may be looking at this stuff for life. But I wish I could tell you that number 4 should really be number 2. I realize the majority of people will let that fall by the wayside, but when you go back to your website first and create a web page that's a new web page that's talking about a new job, showing before or after pictures, having a customer testimonial, and completing that web page first, and you position yourself in advance, that will give you the most bang for your buck, both within the Facebook world, when you post an update and do a partial update with maybe 1 or 2 pictures and then linking to possibly 5 or 10 pictures on your website. But this is the holy grail of how you could benefit both from the social world of marketing with your website world of inbound leads. Be careful with non-business oriented content, no jokes, and links to other lead gen companies. Remember, this is why you separate your business page. Just ask for people to like and share your information. They're going to share it with people they know, people in the local community, friends of theirs that are 10 feet away from you that you want them to quickly learn about your business simply by asking. And remember, you could use Facebook to learn about your competition. In closing, I was hoping that people could also say thanks to me, one of 2 ways, preferably both. Go to my homepage and like my website, and then also by going Facebook My Online Toolbox and liking my Facebook page. Many contractors that are new to these webinars, please, the moderator is Construction Programs and Results. They have a very, very popular book called Markup and Profit Revisited, a Contractor's Guide. Every contractor should have that on their shelf, so once the leads start coming in, they learn more about how to manage the job better and make it as profitable as possible. I associate myself with a bunch of other companies that are all focused in on helping a contractor become a better business person, closing sales, making more money, and doing everything possible to make their business be a business that happens to be a craft. Please just go to our website under the affiliates login and you'll find those names. And last but not least, if you enjoy these webinar presentations, we now have an organized YouTube channel. Just type in YouTube space My Online Toolbox, and you'll also be able to subscribe to that for free. My name is Brian of My Online Toolbox, and I hope this helps you out in your social marketing campaigns to help you generate more leads. Thank you.
Brian, thank you for sharing that with us. It was great information as usual. I want to thank all of you who attended. If you have any questions, let us know. We'd be happy to help. And at that, I'm going to say goodbye and go have a profitable day. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, everybody.